New Year's Eve always smells like beginnings. Fireworks, clinking glasses, promises whispered to yourself. For Emily, this night was supposed to be perfect. The house was decorated, the turkey was ready, candles were lit, and Michael, her husband, had finally come home early. A rarity over the past year. 1 minute before midnight, his phone vibrated. It lay on the kitchen table, screen up. The message appeared suddenly, too bright, too intimate. Happy New Year, my love. Emily wasn't planning to read it. She just wanted to silence the phone, but the words were already burned into her mind. Simple, deliberate, not the kind sent to colleagues or old friends. At that moment, the clock struck 12. Guests in the living room shouted, "Happy New Year." Someone popped champagne. Michael walked into the kitchen smiling, leaned in to kiss his wife. But Emily was already looking at him, differently, as if a thin but unbreakable crack had formed between them. She didn't make a scene. She didn't cry. She simply smiled back and raised her glass. "To the new year," she said calmly. Inside, everything was collapsing and rearranging at once. Later, when the guests left and the fireworks faded, Emily stepped outside. The cold air burned her lungs, but helped her breathe. Michael followed her, confused, tense. He knew, he understood by her silence. "It's not what you think," he began. "I think exactly what I saw," Emily replied. "And you know what's strange? It doesn't hurt the way I expected." She suddenly realized the affair hadn't started with that message. It had started a year earlier with his absence, her loneliness, their silent dinners, and the habit of pretending everything was fine. "I don't want to live in half-truths anymore," she said. "With you or without you." Will was silent. For the first time in a long while, he didn't know what to say. That night, Emily didn't make a decision. She simply allowed herself to choose herself. The next day, she enrolled in a course she had dreamed about for years. A month later, she rented a small studio. 6 months later, she laughed again, genuinely. And Michael, he stayed. Not with that woman, and not with Emily. He stayed with the realization that he had lost her not because of the affair, but because of indifference. Sometimes one message changes everything, not because it destroys, but because it finally forces you to start living.